The influence of the media in modern society is enormous and continues to grow. People rely on the media for the latest news and analysis. Especially in the West, the media are traditionally regarded as guardians of the truth and society's core values. Journalists are respected for their expertise and sacrifices. However, journalistic integrity appears to be waning. Manipulating facts of stories, or even fabricating stories altogether, has become almost common practice in the mainstream.
This is an ABC News special report.
Major news in the Russian...
In December of 2017, ABC News suspended a senior investigative journalist for 4 weeks without pay and issued a correction of his work because he had created a false report. The reporter and the producer who had worked with the journalist resigned. The report in question claimed Donald Trump had directed Michael Flynn, his former national security advisor, to contact Russian officials during his campaign, which never happened.
We're actually correcting a story that we have been reporting throughout the day.
Also in December of 2017, cable TV giant CNN ran a correction admitting that it mistakenly put a wrong date of an event which affected the significance of the news. This story attempted to make it appear that Donald Trump Jr. received documents from WikiLeaks prior to them going public, but in reality he received them after going public. This difference changed the entire nature of the story, as it was the foundation of the story altogether. In June of 2018, a photo of a crying Honduran girl was widely circulated in the media and on the internet, and also ended up on the cover of Time magazine. This little girl and her mother were stopped by Border Patrol while trying to sneak into the United States. The media claimed that the girl was forcibly separated from her mother and used this opportunity to criticize Trump's border policies and zero-tolerance stance toward illegal immigration. Later, Time combined the photo of the little girl with a photo of Trump on the magazine cover, adding the caption, "Welcome to America," in an attempt to ridicule Trump. But the girl's father told the Washington Post that his child and her mother were not separated, and a U.S. Customs Border Patrol spokesman confirmed that the family was not separated while in the agency's custody. In January of 2019, another video became viral. A Northern Kentucky teen, Nick Sandmann, went with his Covington Catholic High School class to Washington, D.C. for the Right to Life March. The video showed Sandmann and another gentleman, Nathan Phillips, a Native American political activist who was attending the Indigenous Peoples March that day, standing close to each other in a crowd.
All that anger was directed at those four...
Phillips told reporters he was trying to defuse a tense situation. Some of the students had just had a loud encounter with another group attending the event.
I didn't want to be disrespectful to Mr. Phillips.
Sandmann said he was also trying to de-escalate the situation because he wasn't sure why Phillips had approached him and the other students. Social media exploded with accusations of racism and privilege, among other things. News outlets like the Washington Post, NBC, CNN, and The Inquirer all began reporting the story with a slant making Sandmann appear to be the aggressor. It was later learned that Sandmann likely did nothing to provoke Phillips, and yet the news cycle vilified him anyway. Later, Sandmann filed a lawsuit against CNN which stated, CNN brought down the full force of its corporate power, influence, and wealth on Nicholas by falsely attacking, vilifying, and bullying him despite the fact that he was a minor child. In January of 2020, CNN settled the lawsuit outside of court. The teen and his family also sued the Washington Post for $250 million. In July of 2020, the Washington Post and Sandmann also settled the lawsuit out of court. There are outstanding lawsuits against NBC, ABC, CBS, The New York Times, Rolling Stone, and Gannett. These are but a few examples, but well-known examples. A poll conducted by Monmouth University in March of 2018 showed the percentage of Americans who thought that the major news outlets were reporting fake news, at least on occasion, had increased from 63% in the previous year to 77%. This poll reflects that citizens are noticing the change in news reporting. What has happened in mainstream media lately? The level of seemingly fabricated stories has risen dramatically. As the voice of society, the media can act to safeguard morality or become instruments of evil. If our media cannot be trustworthy, what will be the impact to the whole of society?